Hi everyone, this is Ashley with CTN Rena Digitals. I'm going to do a tutorial showing how to use my fire and flame overlays in Photoshop. I have had these in my shop for quite a while. I just wanted to do an updated tutorial on them. I have open two images that I want to use. I have open an overlay in Photoshop because I'm going to show a couple of different ways how to place them onto your images. The most common way is to just open your overlay in Photoshop and select all, edit and copy, edit and paste into your image, and then resize and change that blending mode to screen. And that is one way to place the flames over your images. But I'm not sure which flame I want to use yet for my particular image. So I'm going to use the Place Embedded method. So if you go up to File and Place Embedded, and you navigate to the folder wherever your overlays are saved, you can choose from there which one you want to use. And I think for this image I want to have the flames in the background. So I have like a couple of rings here. I'm going to try to use this full flame, or maybe, I'm not sure yet. There's a full flame here. I think I actually maybe just want to use one like this. And then go ahead and resize. Change the blending mode to screen. Just how I want it here. I'm not really sure how I want it to look. I think I want it to be, there we go. Now you could leave it like this, but I want to put it behind the subject. So I'm just going to come to my subject here, go to my quick selection tool and select subject up at the top. Duplicate that layer and then create a layer mask, and then I'm just going to drag my flame in between those layers, and you would want to just zoom in and double check that your edges don't need cleaned up, which mine do. So I would come up here to the layer mask and use a brush at 100% opacity, a white brush, or sorry, black, because we're brushing on and off the actual background and not the overlay. I'm just pressing X on my keyboard to switch between my black and white brush to brush on and brush off in those areas. And that looks good. Maybe a couple more ones that I need to touch up, but you get the idea. So there's that one. I would be finished with this one. For this one, I want to put a flame on her baseball bat. So I'm going to go up to File and Place Embedded. And I want one that's kind of longer. I might end up using that same one, depending on what kind of flame. Let's try this one and see what this looks like. Not sure if I want it at the tip yet. Screen. Okay, and now this is when I would, this looks okay, but if I right click on this layer and replace contents, I can go back to my folder and I'm going to click this one, and that's just going to replace that for me, and then I can resize this one to see how I like that. I think I like that one the most, or better than the other one. I can do it as many times as I need to try different flames. This one looks pretty cool too. And then you could create a layer mask and brush that on or off if there was a certain part of it you didn't want either. If you needed to lower the opacity on that, you could even create a hue saturation adjustment layer on that. If you're doing any adjustments to your flame, just make sure you're clicking this box right here to create that clipping mask to apply just to your flame and not to your background. And then you could slide your hue layer on there, and you could even make like a blue flame to match, or a different colored flame if you wanted like a red flame or something. something like that. That looks pretty cool. But those are just different ways that you can do it. I did have, I want to mention from now on in my tutorials, someone using the Spanish version of Photoshop, and they were having trouble using the layer after they did the place embedded method. If you're having trouble with that, all you have to do is right click that layer and raster size layer, and then you'll be able to edit it as a normal layer. If you want to go back to be able to switch them back and forth, you just right click and convert to Smart Object. And then again, you'll be able to right click and replace contents. If you're still having trouble with the place embedded method, I just suggest using the copy and paste method into your images in Photoshop. If you have any questions, you can send me a message. If you are a studio photographer, I would love for you to join my group on Facebook. I will link that in the description. If you want more free tutorials like this, be sure to follow and subscribe to the YouTube channel to be notified when new videos are added.